Hi, my name is Laura. I'm a junior in textile design and anthropology, and my research is called artifact-led design. And so this first drawing, um, I'm trying to depict like a textile designer looking at a screen, and she's looking kind of distressed, and she's been looking for inspiration from Pinterest and Instagram, and it's just not working out for her. So that's why she's looking distressed. So yeah, that's what this one is depicting. And then here, I'm trying to explain that, I'm in Raleigh and I'm traveling to Burlington, North Carolina to go to the Textile Heritage Museum. And that's a museum that I've been working with to gain inspiration. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. My drawing in North Carolina. And then here I have drawn some of the artifacts that I'm interested in, just some examples. So this is an old sewing machine. It's called a Wilcox and Gibbs sewing machine. This is called the Renulife Violet Ray Generator. And one thing that I really enjoyed about like going to the museum is just kind of understanding what it was like to work and live in a mill. So just like background on the Textile Heritage Museum, it's they've restored like a whole neighborhood of where like a cotton mill used to be, and they've restored it to how it would have been at the time in like the 1850s to 1950s. So it's a really interesting place. And this specific generator, apparently it would like send a shock through your body, and it was thought that it like cured heart disease or something like that. So they had a lot of interesting medicine.
So somebody let her outside, please. This is my student.
And then
I don't want to get up and grab
this is the banjo mandolin, and this was just like something that was popular to play, and they were really into like kind of singing like blues songs about like mill life. So that's pretty interesting. And then here, I'm depicting that I'm going to be documenting my ideas in a creative process journal, also called a CPJ. So just like some art supplies. And then I didn't write out my research questions, but I'll just go ahead and say them so you have an idea of the questions I'm looking to answer. So the first one is, what meaning can be elicited from the process of artifact-led creative expressions in textile design? The second one is, what can the selected artifacts tell us about the culture that produced them? The third one is, how can artifact-led creative expression inform us about our past? So it's really interesting to me to look at specifically the history of North Carolina, since this is where I'm from too. And four, does utilizing a creative process journal lead to enhanced creative expression in textile design, and how? So that's my first page. And then my second page, this is just kind of explaining the textile design process. So I'm gonna come up with some textile designs, send them to Spoonflower, which is a local company that prints textiles, and then maybe make a chair or like some sort of product out of them. And then here on this last section is just kind of giving an overview of textile history in Alamance and around the Haw River. So in 1850s, the textile industry moved south, and this is mostly because of labor unions up north, and they could get cheaper labor down south, so just drew a yarn package coming down south. And then next we have in the 1880s, there were 10 cotton mills that were built on the Haw River, and the Haw River was the source of energy, so that's why they were all built there. And then along some time during this process, the area became really famous for Alamance plaids. And then in the 1920s, nylon and rayon got invented, and this caused a really big boom in the hosiery industry and just a really big boom in the area. So they started producing a lot of socks and stuff like that. And then in the 1930s, the Haw River became the corduroy capital of the world. So I drew the little corduroy bear that is from like a children's book, if you guys know that. And then in 1934, there was a nationwide strike, a textile workers strike, and the people in Glencoe Mills did participate in this, just because the conditions that they were working in were pretty harsh, and a lot of them had to breathe in cotton dust, which is really dangerous. And then finally in 1954, the mill closes. And yeah, that's what I drew. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for listening.